Better Together with Maria, your life improvement series.
Talk about what you should be eating if you have anxiety and depression. How do we make our pharmacy there?
Well, Maria, most of us don't really connect the dots between our food and our mood. But it is the single biggest driver. And I'll just say a quick story and then I'll explain how. I was working on a big church project called the Daniel Plan, where we created a faith-based wellness program. We had 15,000 people go through, and they lost 250,000 pounds in a year. And at the 6-week sort of reunion after we started, we had people come back and share their stories. And this one woman came up to me and she said, "Dr. Hyman, I just have to tell you, I've been depressed all my life. I've been in and out of psychiatric hospitals for years. My marriage is falling apart. I'm about to get fired from my job. I was on a whole bucket full of antidepressant and psychiatric medications, and nothing's helped me. But when I changed my diet and I followed what you're talking about, which is essentially the vegan diet principles," she said, "my depression went away in 3 days." She said, "Is that possible?" And I said, "Yeah, it's definitely possible if it's something you're eating." And I for years, I would treat people's physical ailments, right, using functional medicine. And then their psychiatric problems would go away. And I'd go, "What's happening here?" And I so jokingly call myself the accidental psychiatrist, because their panic attacks would go away, or their depression would go away, or their bipolar disease would go away, or their ADD or even autism would improve, because the brain is connected to everything else. So most brain disorders are inflammatory diseases. And we're eating a diet that is so inflammatory that causes brain inflammation. And your brain doesn't have a way to go ouch if it's inflamed, right? But it changes your behavior or your mood or your thinking, right? And so we basically take out the stuff that's harmful, often gluten, often obviously all the processed foods. I mean, sugar is one of the worst depressants out there, obviously alcohol, and many other things that can be harmful. And then we add in all the things that help the brain and function better. For example, the omega-3 fats and lots of nuts and seeds with tryptophan, berries with antioxidant prostaglandins. And so we really just upgrade your diet. And this isn't just a theory. There are large clinical trials that have been done looking at this. One is called the SMILES trials, where they took a large group of people, and half of them got healthy food and half of them just ate their traditional crappy diet, and they were all depressed. And at the end of the study, the people who ate the healthy diet had results that outperformed any medication for depression in terms of their mood. Or you look at, for example, even worse studies of behavior, violence and prisoners. And you see in prisons, violent crime goes down by 56% when you feed people healthy food. And when you add a multivitamin, it goes down by 80%. In juvenile delinquent centers, they swapped out junk food and healthy food for junk food. I mean, they gave them healthy food instead of junk food, and there was a 91% reduction in violent behavior, aggression, lashing out, 75% reduction in restraints, and get this, 100% reduction in suicides. Now, this is the third leading cause of death in this age group. And to have something that causes 100% reduction in suicides, when this is a massive problem in teenagers, should be headline news. You don't hear about it. If there was a drug, it would be a multi-billion-dollar blockbuster overnight. Take this drug, 100% reduction in suicides. But food is that powerful.